was thinking about all of our Fiber Fairy live footage that's going to be on YouTube now. Is that your YouTube? Oh, yeah.
This is the work one. That's normally what I comment from. Oh, there it is.
Good morning, everybody.
All of our lives are going to be on all of our Facebook lives? Or just all the...
No, I'm just saying, YouTube, like, now that we're doing YouTube, we're adding a lot to YouTube doing our Fiber Fairy videos there.
We had a lot of technology snafus.
Yes. But we're getting through them with John's help.
Like the Facebook ones. Sometimes
oh my God. I was thinking about that too.
And like, let's just go
like
on the phone.
Whose phone are we going to use?
We used to have to use Jennifer's.
Yeah.
Because she had enough space.
We always figure it out. So do we sound okay? Gosh, everybody's all over the place. It's nice. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of different weather variables happening around the world. But we're all here together to talk about the Fiber Fairy, which is awesome. So we kept it kind of simple today, and we have a 2-tier giveaway. So the first tier is oats, which is just awesome and useful and has always been one of my, even though the formula changed a little bit, it's always been one of my favorite fibers. Yeah, you can hold it.
That's awesome.
And then it's just it's just great for animals. It's a good blender. And then we have a bundle with several different fiber. And the goal was to give you guys a variety of fiber types. We get a lot of questions about, what should I use to make this animal? Or, well, that's really the main one. And I mean, there's tons of little questions about fiber and fiber types, but
it's often color, but fiber type matters just as much when deciding.
The texture, the staple length. So I feel like there's 3 things to consider, and apologize if I've said this before, but some people might not have heard it yet. Color, the texture, and the technique. So what color do you need for that specific animal? What texture? How long is the staple length? Is it a curl? Is it smooth and silky? Is it shiny? Is it crimpy? Is it short? And then the staple length, is it short staple, long staple? And then what technique are you going to use? And I always talk about techniques there's like 4 or 5 different ways. Direct felting would be like the sleepy mice are all direct felted, right? Like just stabbing straight in, smooth, short coat. The faces are usually mainly direct felting unless they have a little bit of fiber on them. And then we have shingling, fur, pelt. What else? We use a lot of different techniques.
Shingling, fur, pelt.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Right.
4.
So, for example, someone just asked about an Aussie. Mm-hmm. And
long fur.
Yeah. So when I would buy fiber for an Aussie or a long, like a long coated animal, I would get coordinating core, merino, maybe fur, and then if you need a coordinating top coat, so that there's spots on the face where you're going to want to mix little things, and then if you move into shingling, then you have your top coat to use in between your fur. So I'm going to sneeze. Maybe not. Oh, okay. Oh. Bye. We'll try to, nope. Okay.
We'll just yell really loud.
I'm really stifling that sneeze. Okay. So in the bundle, I think we went with 20 inches, but I mean, this is more like 24. We have merino. So it's just an example. I think we have almost 50 colors of merino. Merino is great for, I'm using it more and more in smaller detailed areas. And we card with it a lot because of the consistent color and texture. So it's a great addition. I still rarely felt with straight merino. Sometimes it's nice for wrapping something really small.
Okay.
So you have merino.
Well, and you shingle with it because the penguin was all
Yeah,
merino on the top coat, right?
especially because that's such a little thing.
Okay.
So the merino worked well for it, and it had all the colors we needed. Then we included chestnut Romney. We have a line of top coat that that is all Romney. So that's a breed of sheep. And they're really pretty colors. They're very rich, saturated colors. Chestnut and autumn gold are two of my favorites. But it's kind of wiry, and it's a little more crimpy and wiry, and it's got about, I'd say call it a medium staple length, like about 3 inches. Let's look at the staple length of the merino. It should be more like 2. And the nice thing about merino, it's actually longer. But when I'm working with merino, you can break it. Mm-hmm. So this is why it's great for a small area, because you can really break it down, especially if you mix it with a little bit of core. We included the Shetland Moret. This is one of our natural top coat fibers. It's this really beautiful, like nutty, soft brown, and there's like tiny bit of gray in there. So like for the brown hair, for example, or a grizzly bear, this is perfect. It's a little softer than the Romney, and also about a 3-inch staple length.
That is, we used to have a Polworth that is in some of the tutorials, and that's probably the closest replacement.
Yeah.
To that, just in case anyone is
it's
wondering.
Just a great natural color. Like it would be great as the horns, or
like
a reindeer or wolf, or it's just such a pretty color. We put the platinum mohair in your bundle. So we have mohair in roving form in white and platinum. We still have white, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
So mohair is very hair-like. It's great for making long-haired animals. Mohair, and I feel like Surrey alpaca are. So this has a longer staple length, 4 to 5 inches, and it's shiny. It's got a little bit of shine. It's smooth, but it's I don't know what the micron is, but it's a little thicker. So it is a lot like hair. And mohair is from goats. Cashmere comes from goats. We don't usually carry cashmere. I've never really needle felted with cashmere. It's very expensive because I think I have this right. It's a downy kind of coat that has to be separated from the longer hairs.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. It's not as like Angora goats make a mohair, and it's shorn. So it's pretty straightforward process.
So it just needs to be cleaned.
Yeah.
Guarded.
Yeah.
Okay.
We put the fawn baby alpaca in your bundle. So very similar in color to the mohair. It's also long and
so soft.
And has a long staple length. Yeah, it is soft. So this product is interesting. This is from DHG. I haven't completely figured out. It's like Surrey. Okay. I feel like it's like Surrey because if you think about the Wakaya alpaca is so fluffy.
Okay.
But I don't know that I've ever determined, but I think DHG is getting it from another country.
Oh.
So we don't know what kind of alpaca these are. And we have the baby alpaca in, I think, 5 colors. White, fawn, brown, black and chestnut. Maybe brown and chestnut are the same thing.
Gray.
Okay, great. Thank you. So now we have 3 different wool types: a Shetland, a Merino, and a Romney. We have alpaca. We have mohair, and then the bundle is all tied with honey tussa silk. This is a natural tone to this silk. It's not dyed. It's a lovely color, and coordinates well with your mohair and alpaca. Talbot and I were talking about silk yesterday, and just, I'm always talking about what a miracle wool is, but silk might be even more of a miracle. It's just so remarkable. It's so strong. The shine is beautiful. The softness is wonderful. The weight of it, the way it works. Silk does not felt, so we like to use it in fur, and we use it in wet felting for a lot of like beautiful texture. The tussa is slightly more textured than the mulberry. The mulberry is like super sleek, very shiny, and so if I'm needle felting and I want to incorporate a little shine of silk, I would use tussa. So the horse coats, for example, are designed to be direct felted, and there's a little bit of tussa silk in those to give it that, that touch of shine that we want our horses to have. Any questions so far?
Somebody was asking, is the oats core really out of stock? I just texted Jennifer to see.
Oh.
It's out of stock on the page, but I mean, a lot of orders have come in, but I don't know if it's actually...
It wasn't on my radar that we were low on it.
That's why I'm checking.
Okay, so we're going to check on that. Okay.
People are enjoying your goat, interested in your goat. It's fun that you totally used all of this fiber.
Yeah, so what I would love to happen and to see would be to create something using the fiber from today and post it on Fanfare and just put May 21st Fiber Fairy Challenge. I made a couple of things, and I'll tell you about what I did. Yeah, and if your post could have, what you blended and why, that would be even better. So this is the fur that I made, and it is the mohair, silk, and alpaca blended together. So if you shingle or fur this, it should not felt, too readily. So it's a nice, shiny, long, hair-like pile of fluff. And so on the goat, I used that mainly to make his coat. And then I mixed some gray. Let me see, what did I do? Alpaca, silk, and mohair was the fur. And then oats, Shetland, and ash made some accent colors on like the ears and the face. I think I used a little bit of black and off-white chunky core as well, and maybe some Serafina white. So you can use whatever fiber you want. You can add fiber. You don't have to use all the fiber. I did not go brown on this goat. I went a little more cream and gray. So if I wanted to be more brown, I would mix the moret and the chestnut, which is what I did to make this pile. And this would be great, perfect for a brown hair. And I also made this little mouse with that color. So he's a brown little mouse. And then I made gray mouse using ash, oats, and moret. And that's just a nice little kind of, I love the ash. It's like a soft, warm gray. It's not too cool, like Storm and Cloud and Wolf are a little more cool. And then I like fair for my mouse details, but you can use all different. You could, or no, I think I used Gnome Nude actually this time.
Is there a reference guide for wool types? Which on the website there is a felting for beginners page, and there is a intro to fiber video that we recently made. Kind of. I forget what you
just
talked
got a
about,
bunch of fiber in my.
I feel like you talked all about the fiber types. Was it breeds or was it? I think it was more.
I mean, there's
roving versus bat.
Both.
Okay.
More sort of about what there's a couple of things. There's the process. Is it a roving? Is it bat? Is it sliver? Is it, pre-felt? So we did talk about that. We talked a little bit about fiber types. I didn't get too far into sheep breeds because there's so many. And then we talked about the Serafina terminology, like why we use the term core, top coat, house carded, just explained some of the Serafina specific terminology. We have a new page on the website. It's called Sarah's Goods and Faves. On that page is a link to fiber, what's it called? Fleece and Fiber. It's just a great resource book, and it is more about specific breeds, and it shows each kind of lock type, talks about the sheep, talks about its uses.
The field guide to fleece.
Field guide to fleece, yeah. There's a sort of a smaller paperback version of that, and the same writers did a large sort of picture book. So I like that. I like that book. There's just tons and tons to learn. It's just, I was looking up the silk stuff, and because, like I said, Talbot and I were talking yesterday, and I realized how little I know about it. So I was like, I've been working with silk textiles as well lately, and there's so much of it, and it's so beautiful. I'm like, how? And I think China dominated the silk industry for a long time. India has a silk industry. I'm not sure where else it's made there, but I do want to learn more about it. But and I was like, how do we have so much silk? Because it's coming from a bug's butt. So you're like, how is this clothing the world, right? But they're so, is prolific the right word? The female lays hundreds of eggs at a time. And then each egg becomes a larvae that eats, I guess mulberry silk is named because they eat mulberry leaves. We used to have a mulberry tree in our backyard. It was,
oh, really?
It was messy, but fun. Yeah, they make really good berries. So then they become worms and caterpillars, and they eat these mulberry leaves while they're growing, and then they start rotating their bodies to begin to create their cocoon. And their cocoon is made from a single strand of silk. So that's what's being harvested, is these cocoons. And they are soaked in boiling water or very hot water to begin to release the fiber. And then there's a whole process of, pulling it out, spinning it, dyeing it, weaving it. But it's just amazing.
There's a lot of questions. Mm-hmm. We are waiting on more oats core. So a lot of it got used in today's Fiber Fairy offer.
Well, I'm glad you're getting an ounce at least.
Yes. More's coming. We were hoping it would be here, but it is not. We have a few extra mugs. Jennifer's going to come get them and list them. If you're holding out for a mug, hold out a little bit longer. We have a handful up here.
Do we need to order mugs?
Well, we have some up here available. I don't know.
So there's no more downstairs?
There's no more.
Oh.
Here comes Jennifer.
Here comes Jennifer.
I've been texting her.
Good morning.
Hello. Feel good, please.
So we need to order mugs, Jennifer.
Maybe. Okay. Somebody wants to know the colors of the merino in your new cover photo. lots of nice comments about the new pictures.
Oh, cool.
Also.
Thank you. We had a lot of fun doing that.
Someone wants to see the kangaroo, which I don't think is a kangaroo, but it does look like it in the...
Oh, the brown hair?
It's the brown hair. But the way it's standing kind of looks like a kangaroo.
Yeah. If you... I can look up the...
Oh, I have the picture for you.
Oh, okay.
Right here.
Okay. Oh, boy. Chlorophyll?
Chlorophyll, merino.
Coral? Dune?
Dune.
September?
Ooh, really?
Maybe.
Is that the blue?
Yeah. Lilac? You're gonna have to... There's a lot of colors there. I don't have them as committed to memory as I would like to.
Is it water?
It could
September?
be... I think water is a little bit more aqua-y.
This is September.
Oh, maybe it is water. It could be water.
Yeah, that's September, I bet. There's a bundle of
Oh,
September.
no, that's a not cobalt, but it's a deeper one.
Okay. There's a lot.
Yes. Lots of color choices.
Thank you, Jennifer. Which lock is the most white? Oh yeah, there was...
The locks are always varying. So we try to get we try to have Cotswold, and we call them white sheep's locks, but they're usually border luster, and they're gonna be a little Cotswold is a little more defined, and the border luster might be a little more crimpy. But sometimes they have, a little bit of darkness on the tips. Sometimes they don't. We try to have a line of, these are too stained or too dirty, and these aren't. But it's a natural white, so they're not treated in any way. They're just washed to try to get the life of the sheep's lifestyle out of them. But so there's always going to be a little bit of variation. I think in general, the Cotswold can come a little cleaner, but it depends on what you're using the lock for, what you're looking for.
There was a question about our natural dark locks as well. And generally, if we do not have locks, a lot of times we put together a lot of supply packs, and we need to have the dark ones for hedgies mainly, and the light ones go in a lot. So we don't often have them to bag. So if you are looking, we always refer to Lee at feltingfarmerlady.com. She has a bunch of great locks. And somebody's asking about a gritty white that doesn't have gray in it, which I think is probably the Romney white top. She was using it for a terrier.
Gritty?
She said gritty. But I
not
feel
sure
like
what that...
I feel like gritty means texture, not color.
Yeah, the white Romney... And our Romney source changed, so I'm not sure what we are still carrying. I think we still carry the white.
Wool bits. We list wool bits whenever we have enough wool bits to list. I'm not sure where we are on that. You can sign up to be notified when we add more. Usually we list a bunch, and they usually get purchased pretty quickly. But if you go onto any item that's out of stock, there's a button that you can click that says email me when back in stock, and enter your email, and then whenever they get added, the site automatically notifies you.
Yeah, wool bits are a byproduct, so it's not something that we always have. We usually do.
We have the question about writing tags and attaching them to all of the fiber, which we've talked about a bunch of times, but we bundle hundreds,
thousands.
A day. I would say hundreds a day, probably, of bundles. So we have a fiber field guide that can be downloaded. We also have it listed on the site. We may need to make more copies of that. But it can also be downloaded and printed. And pretty much when you place an order, if you just pull off a little bit and keep track that way, it would be, we just have to add like
Yeah,
money to product, and that
we've talked about the labeling
so many ways. We
so
talked
many
about
times.
little clips, like the little bread bag
But-
clips that we could just clip on there and have them labeled. And I mean, so many discussions at staff meetings, and we always land on no,
because it's just a ton of work and a ton of extra material. You know, I think we have close to 250 fibers right now, and each one, like we said, gets hundreds of bundles, and it's just adds too much, and then it would add to the cost. We like to, you know, really be competitive in our cost.
What about Corriedale compared to Merino and Romney?
Mm-hmm. Corriedale is what we've had, and I think we stopped carrying the white because we had so many whites happening. Mm-hmm. I feel like we don't carry Corriedale.
Well, it felt a lot like Merino.
It's longer and more coarse.
Okay.
Than Merino.
I guess I'm thinking we used to use it for like background for wet felting.
Right.
But then when we had white Merino, we didn't really
we
need
used to use
fiber.
that. Yep. So, little smoother and straighter than the Romney, but slightly longer and more coarse than both. But then the Merino.
What did we use for the dapple gray horse? It's on the list to refilm the dapple gray horse.
Oh, the pony?
Yes. Well, I don't know if it was the pony or the horse. You would have used a horse coat.
Yeah, I like Serafina white if you really want white, or we made a what's the horse coat called? Is it called silver? And then there's a bunch of different ways to approach dapples, but if you watch the pony tutorial on YouTube, we like feathered out a gray top coat, and then you encourage it into circles, and it works really well.
Either almond or shiitake.
Yep. Yeah. Or something natural, or
it is called silver horse coat.
Yeah.
Some people use their invoices and tag them as soon as they come out of the box.
Yeah, it's a good, it's a lot. So it's either, plus for you guys, I feel like it's helpful to become familiar with what you're ordering and why, and keep track. It's going to help you, learn more about the different fibers and,
yes, we are teaching people and saving them money. We really are. We're not trying to be like, no, we're not going to label.
I know. Like, if we could, I would.
Yeah,
it's just we have had in-depth conversations about it, and it's always sounds like too much to take on. Like, it's not tipping the right way. So,
is there a material that looks metallic? So, as far as actual fiber, you kind of get that shine from silk. You can sort of get it from color. We used to carry Angelina fiber, which really was plastic?
Yeah,
some kind of plastic.
Yeah. So we carry Firestar now, which is more sparkly than metallic. Yeah.
So yeah, you could look up Angelina. I don't know what happened, but it got to be like impossible
hard to find.
Source.
Yeah.
Question: how does a newbie get this free stuff? So when you place an order today, you need to be at the correct price levels for each one, and you just put FFF in your order comments, and we will send it along.
So the tiers, the post regarding the Fiber Fairy comes to you in a newsletter if you sign up for the newsletter, and on our business Facebook page, which is Serafina Fiber Art. So you definitely want to follow that, check in on that. At midnight, the post comes out. It shows you because it changes all the time. So you want to know what you're dealing with, for each particular Fiber Fairy. So today, the top tier is $55. Last time we had a really big Fiber Fairy, it was like $125. So it just depends on, on the giveaway that specific day. So it's pretty simple. It's basically a giveaway with purchase.
We have A few other questions. One question that keeps coming up anytime we're chatting is, when is the shop opening back up? And we are currently in filming new machine working spread out phase, and all of our shop stuff is down in the shipping area.
I'm not sure what we're gonna do. We took over the space. We're using it. We're utilizing it. And so I don't have the shop, and I'm not having in-person workshops. I would be, if anybody wants to come and visit, I'd be happy to make an appointment and, show you around. But in terms of just stopping in and shopping, I don't know. Like I at this point, we've grown, and with the addition of live streaming and some new machinery and social distancing, what was the shop is now an entirely different setup. So I either need more building or to figure out how to, shuffle things around. But yeah, we miss it, but also don't know how to transition back. So no clear answer on that one. But do come see us if you would like to come and see us.
Question about the hounds. Mm-hmm. So probably I would guess a general question of where are we on the certification tutorial front.
So we just this week, I was like, I'm going to focus on the hounds. I have the hound well figured out, and it is going to be at least a PhD. I'm almost like, do we need to make another level? Because what I want to do for that course is teach the hound, but then give you all the research and reference material regarding all different dog types. So I'm working on about 4 different, I'm trying to kind of hit different breed characteristics. So I'm working about 4 different dogs. In the course, you're not going to make all the dogs. We're only going to make the hound. But at least, having gone through the process of doing all these different characteristics, I'll have a lot to share. I started, well, he's not finished. I'm going to show him anyway. I don't like to show things that aren't finished, but I started a bulldog, and I mean, I got to tell you, it was almost like making the rhino. Like, it was just completely foreign territory. Their skull is shaped really differently, and I kept making the chest like broader and broader, and I feel like it's still not broad enough. So it's a lot to figure out, and I am working on that and looking forward to it. Right now, my thinking is that I might schedule a limited person course over the summer, and then film it as a advanced tutorial.
Trisha suggested PDFF, postdoctoral felting fellow.
Oh, okay. We should write that down because I didn't know what it was, what the next level was called.
PDFF.
Yeah, but as I'm like working through these dogs, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so much. But if we're gonna do dogs, I want to deliver as much as possible, and this is why we haven't tackled it, because
there's a gazillion different kinds of dogs, different features,
totally different. The shape of the head, the length of the coat, the shape of the ears, the set of the tail, the shape of the feet, the depth of the chest. And then if you're doing purebred dogs, those dog people,
that matters.
Oh yeah, it's got to be right. So, yeah. So it's, and really sculpturally, it is an advanced project. At this point, I'm trying to. Oh yeah, that one's the best one. Yeah. So it took me about 3 times to get the hound right, or closer to correct, in my eyes. The bulldog, I don't think I'm going to make 3 times, but if I made it 3 times, I probably would get it better. The first one's always it's kind of like a figuring out kind of thing. The certification we've been working hard on. We had to sort of focus on the Fiber Fairy this week, but waiting on documents from the lawyer. And the course is getting there. We filmed everything. We've got all the content. It's just tweaking it. And then on the backside, there's a lot to set up in terms of the application process and our record keeping and our...
We should probably figure that out.
Yes, we're going to figure that out very soon. It's cooking. It is on the front burner, so that's fun. Yeah, I think, what I would love to get from this Fiber Fairy and sort of the theme of the day is gathering or attaining knowledge about fiber, it being somewhat experimental. Like I can't wait to see what you guys make. This is just a tiny little smattering of what's available, but we had to pick something. So don't be afraid to make an imaginary animal, or take one of our tutorials and use completely different colors, or make something that's short-haired, long-haired, and try blending and try just see what you like and why. And so it's just a good opportunity to experiment. And it's great to, like me with the bulldog, or there's a lot of things that I do that I have no idea what's going to happen or how to do it. But that process of figuring out or trying different things, even if it's not something that you're like, this is the masterpiece, you now have learned so much from that, and you're going to take that with you to the next thing. That will be a masterpiece. So, yeah.
Someone's asking about seeing the new machine that we have. We have a gigantic carding machine on the way.
Yeah, we have
I'm sure we'll film that, right? Once
Yeah.
it's in and we figure it out.
Oh my gosh, getting this carder. So we're getting right now we work on the Strouch motorized, which are available on our website. We have 2 carders going pretty much almost all day, but regularly. And our carders, the motorized wide makes about a 2-ounce bat. You can get it a little bigger if you're really shoving it on there, but that's how we use it. We just are in the process of getting a piece of equipment. It's called Ramella. It comes from the northern Italy. I want to go visit very badly, and it's going to make about a 4-pound bat.
That's crazy.
Okay, so when this fiber goes through the carder, depending on what we're doing, it has to go through anywhere from 3 to 6 times. So a landscape bat, because they have a lot of variation, I think we do those twice at the most. Sometimes a fiber art bat you only do once because you want the layers or the stripes or the texture. If you're going for something smooth, like a skin tone or the horse coats or the flowers, you want all the colors very well blended. So that has to go through several times. So not only are we only making 2 ounces at a time, it's getting run through the carder, like I said, 3 to 6 times. So the bigger piece of equipment that we're getting has more drums, lots of drums, I'm not using the right terminology, around the main drum. And so it is going to blend the fiber 4 times before it comes out the other end. Okay. So not only is it like this much larger quantity, but it's doing the work.
Yeah, that's crazy. From 2 ounces to 4 pounds.
Yeah. So we're not exactly sure what kind of game changer it's going to be. We just know that it's going to be a game changer. What it's going to do for us, in addition to the efficiency, is now we have a product. We can either make roving, Unknown yet whether the house carded bats are going to become roving or remain bats. But the other thing that it can do is it can give us a great big bat. So a great big sheet of carded fiber. Now we can take that and make our own pre-felt, which is great because we've had a hard time sourcing the natural pre-felts. We're good with the merino pre-felt, which comes from DHG, also in Italy. But the things that we use, like for the 2D felting, I mean, now we have a ton of control. We will have a ton of control over what we can make. And then that too is a bit of an unknown in terms of what we're going to be able to do. Like I can imagine different 2D backgrounds, skin tones, skin tone pre-felt. Like I have a whole list.
The skin tone pre-felt freaks me out a little bit.
I know, it's like creepy.
It's going to be good though. And also the bats, we have a whole list of new bats.
Right. And I have a new line of bats that we've been sitting on for about a year because we didn't want to add more because to the carding.
Mary and Sassy would
not be
cry.
happy with me. I just saw a comment about making an appointment. The best thing to do, I think, is to email. Just because that way, if you call, that person might not know, when I'm here or what's good. So if you email them, we can have a conversation. Email admin@serafinafiberart.com. That gets you to Kyla, and then she and I are in cahoots.
Italy field trip.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That would be really fun.
I was answering a question and I didn't hear what you said. Did you see the making an appointment to email me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you. I figured that what it was
that
for.
was what I was saying.
It'd be helpful if I was listening to you.
No, it's okay. You're doing multiple things at once.
Somebody was really liking that the 2D hair on the 2D felting page, which we do love.
Oh yeah, that I want to make. Can I tell them about wrens?
Sure.
Because they're sort of already out.
Yes. I think you said that last Friday
okay.
too already.
So the wrens we want to have prepared for you guys by some point in June, in the next 2 to 3 weeks. We will have a supply pack for the 2D wren. They are still rolling out, particularly on Fanfare. I get to see them, and everyone, I'm just like, oh my gosh, they did such a good job, and they're so different, and so it's really fun seeing those. We're going to use the felt along tutorial because I felt like it was pretty straightforward, and it's the same fiber. So we just made a supply pack to go with that if you missed that Fiber Fairy.
Yeah, those locks are awesome. So all those colors will be in there. And
then the 3D Wren, we will film a tutorial and have a supply pack for it. And I think I would like to have those released at the same time. Mm-hmm. So that's our little June tidbit. And then I was trying to space it out between today and the sale is at the end of July. Is that 15?
I think it is.
Okay. Because we do 20 in December and 15 in July.
Yeah. It might be 20 in July. I think the 15 is like the Cyber Monday sale.
Now they're planning a field trip here.
I know. I saw the Italy field trip.
There's a lot to do here. There's some good fiber stuff. There is Vulcan's Rest, which is a knitting shop that's absolutely delightful. There's an alpaca farm not too far away. I don't know. I have to think about
what there is to do here.
What else there is, yeah.
A felting cruise. Felting cruise to Italy. It's getting all wrapped into one.
Oh my gosh. Sue Bingham is working on a felting. I'm not sure if it's going to be like a retreat, like let's just get together, or more like an expo. I'm not sure where that stands, but in 2022, maybe in the spring.
Can the rewards be used in the July sale? Yep. The rewards just turns into a gift certificate basically on the site. So that's considered payment.
Keep in mind that if you're going to spend, you're splurging or you're spending a lot, or that purchase doesn't earn more rewards. When you use your rewards points, you're getting the discount on that purchase, but you're not also
accruing
getting more rewards.
So if you have something smallish that you want to order and you have $10 or $15 in rewards, you may just want to use it on that. And then if you have a big purchase,
that will get you more.
Do that
more
separately.
points.
That'll get you more rewards.
We took new pictures. There's a bunch of new pictures on the website, so that was a lot of fun. And just trying to freshen things up. And we also took new Meet the Staff pictures, so look forward to a new Meet the Staff page. It's not quite ready yet, but I'm excited about it.
Close.
I'm sorry, I have to text my son. It's prom today, which prom. Oh boy, I have a lot of texts.
Did you make the Fiber Fairies chair? We love the Fiber Fairies chair. Sarah did not make it, but she is making prom flowers shortly after this ends.
Okay. Yeah, prom was supposed to be on the 7th, and
It was a yucky day.
it was a little chilly.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day today. So now it's today. So I have some running around to do, and I volunteered to do the I'm doing a boutonniere, a corsage, and a bouquet. It'll be fun.
Nice. I didn't expect to have a moment at prom pictures.
Oh,
so
boy.
I'm just warning you.
Oh my gosh.
It's catching me off guard. We both have seniors in high school this year. And it's all happening.
I was thinking about a memory our Facebook friendship.
Oh, it
was recently. So we met 8 years ago. Our oldest boys are in the same grade. And that's how I met Kyla, was through our kids. And I roped her into filming some tutorials for me. Those ancient ones where
they are classics.
I look weird and we're in the mill and we were filming from straight ahead. So yeah, 8-year relationship going on here. And I was thinking about that. And speaking of that, the pony is one of those.
It is.
The pony supply pack has been out of stock. And so that is also I'm hoping to be a summertime redo. Yeah, because we've come a long way. I've come a long way in terms of terminology and teaching and tools since we filmed the pony. We've got John. I think when we filmed the pony, I was just just bend it here. I wasn't measuring anything. I'm just stick your thumb there and bend it here. But it's all right. I was doing what I could do at the time. But the pony is such a fun project. People have really good success with it. So.
Oh, Trisha loves the old videos. It's good. We appreciate that you love the old videos.
Serafina fiber field trips. Oh, it's a tongue twister.
Yes, you're supposed to say it a lot. There was a question about the feather. We are so close to so many things. It's just taking a while.
Yeah, the feather, we're waiting on a custom tool for that. And we've got some new supplies that go with the technique. Mm-hmm. So we're just trying to get everything in place. But we're very, very excited to share that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're not holding out on you for any reason. We
want to get it
done.
We
are pushing forward as quickly as we can. I'll never get tired of making sleepy mice. They're just a little bundle of joy. I made these I bought these, I just pick up random things. So I bought these bone needles at some reenactment. It's I need that. So this is thicker than a skewer, but smaller than the Zuli tool. And so that made more a 2-inch
Yeah, they're
2.5
really cute.
inch mouse. Yeah. It's probably the size of, it's kind of between the small and medium Pindles, I guess. Does anybody have any questions about...
Oh, someone wanted you to go over the tiers again.
Oh, okay. So today we have 2 tiers. Simply a bundle of oats, which I was explaining is one of my favorites because it's not gray, it's not tan. Actually, I'll tell you, oats is a combo of gray, white, and tan. And so it just makes this lovely, warm, oaty variation. An ounce of oat core. And then the second bundle, which I have now undone, we wanted to get a variety of fiber to you to play with. So we have ash merino. So we're getting different textures and different sheep types. Ash merino, Shetland moret. This is a natural brown, so it has a lovely sort of gray, nutty shade to it. Chestnut Romney. So the Romney line is dyed and really rich colors, and Romney's a little more wiry. Then we have platinum mohair. So this is a natural blonde mohair. And fawn alpaca, also a natural color. And the honey tussa silk. What's happening?
When can we get back to the felting cruise? Totally.
Dreams. I'm just starting to feel like I could plan again. The whole, like vacations or at work or I like to drive forward on ideas and visions but man, last year just really knocked that out of me. It was like, nope, Sarah,
who knows?
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. And which was probably like a little bit good for me, but anyway, I'm just starting to feel like I could maybe plan something. I could plan dinner with a friend and look forward to it and not fear that it's going to get...
Now we have this outdoor graduation party and I'm like...
Yeah,
I don't know how to plan anything. I don't know how to be around people.
It's weird. I'm just having my family for graduation. But it is... Yeah, and dating, don't even... it's like... Still not, it just doesn't happen. It's just weird. Everybody's gotten so withdrawn. Some people didn't. I did.
I'm just chuckling at your dating app stories. I mean, I'm entertained.
That's a different channel.
The levels were 20 and 55. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone would like to see the mice a little closer.
Oh boy, yeah, we didn't set up our overhead today, so I'm just gonna hold them as close as I can. There's a good little picture of them on the post, I think. Is that working? My video is delayed. So this is the brown one. And then this is the gray one. He came out a little bigger. I feel like this is such a perfect mousy gray. It's the ash, the moret, and some oats. Susan will help you. Don't worry. We are here to help you have success. Ooh, Spain. Hello, welcome.
Southern Spain.
Yeah.
That's a nice place to
Okay,
visit.
we got to go there too. I just got to get my kids through college, and then then I'll be footloose and fancy free. I'll be darting all over the world.
Yeah, the ears are so cute. Emma, if you log into your account, you can click on the My account and it'll take you to My Rewards. Hopefully, you have ordered with an account with the email and password so that any past orders would have accrued rewards. Susan, shoot me an email at admin@serafinafiberart.com and we will work it out.
Should we text John?
Oh, we don't know how to get off.
I feel like things are winding down a little.
Sure.
Anything else you guys want to talk about? I can't wait to see what you make with the fiber today. And like I said, feel free to introduce other colors. But still, like, maybe take notes and keep a record. And when you make your post on Fanfare, let us know what you did.
What was that?
It's black, I think, core, but then I thought it was too black, so I put some carob over it.
Oh, okay.
I really like carob. It's my go-to for not quite black.
People really like the goat feet that you have going on.
Oh, okay, so this is fun. I didn't make, I don't know if you guys can see it. I didn't make, like a wired cloven hoof. I wrapped it in core a pretty good bit, like very tightly, felted it as tightly as I could. And then I swaxed that. So just kind of more like our goat or pony tutorial is, or the sheep. But then after I swaxed it, I just cut it in the center. I feel like someone else did that.
Okay.
Gave us that idea, and I can't remember who right now.
John.
And then you swax it again, and then you can make the cloven hoofs, the little points.
Will the baby owl supply pack be back?
It will. We had some fiber substitutions we had to sort out there.
And as far as the wrens, we don't have any kind of pre-ordering, but that is something I would think we'd send a newsletter out about when they come out.
Oh yeah, you'll know, and we'll have plenty.
Next felt along. We do not have one of those.
Oh, we
planned
don't.
Right now.
We should do that. I really liked the Fiber Fairy Felt Along combo, so maybe towards the end of the summer.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Mm-hmm. Hi, John.
Hello.
Thank you. Have you disposed of broken needles safely? How have you?
Oh, so I have a box that we put our bent or broken needles in, and I have yet to dispose of it. It just, I just keep adding. It's like the battery box.
Yeah, even like an Altoids tin that if you put a little Sharpie on
but
it,
if you're
broken
not,
needles.
If you don't want to like store them away, then I would just make sure that you tuck it into a little fiber ball or something so that the needle's not poking out.
People like the felt-alongs.
Yeah, the felt-alongs have been really fun.
We'll have to figure that out. Mm-hmm. It's the best hour of Beth's day.
Aw.
Thanks. I feel like we should have done a little more, Beth.
It's nice to be a part of somebody's good part of their day.
Is there a way to distinguish the difference between needles? Not really visually, although if you hold it and twist it, the spirals you can tell
The 40
that.
twist. Yeah,
The reverse, you know for sure, because it's
the reverse needle freaks. I don't like
it's
this.
weird.
Then you're trying to pull it out of your stab, and it's like no, I don't like that feeling. Yeah, I'm personally terrible about labeling my needles so that it hasn't become like a Serafina.
We don't color code them. We don't.
If I don't do it, it doesn't happen. But yeah, some people put nail polish on them or are diligent about keeping them in different spots. So like this section is for those needles. And
Sarah will be working and she picks one up and is like, don't like that one.
I'm so lazy that way.
You'll learn the feel. Oh, good. Lots of ideas about...
Oh, the 4
Lots of
dogs.
ideas
I
about
guess
the
I
Needles.
could dish the 4 dogs.
The 4 dogs?
Yeah, I'm going to do... Well, we have the hound and the bulldog. I'm going to do a dachshund because I want to get that extreme... there aren't many long dogs. Most are square. And then, because I'm looking for like coat types and different characteristics. And then I'm going to do a sight hound. And I'm either going to do a Borzoi or an Afghan hound because I want to get the long hair. I don't want to do the long hair on the dachshund because it's just so small, I think. And the dogs too, they won't be proportionate to each other because I'm not going to make, you know, if you have the hound at this size, then I want to make a Yorkie. Like, I'm not going to make a dog that's only this big. So between the small and larger breeds, they won't be proportionate. It's got to be the right size to be able to do the work.
A lot of lab, golden retriever.
Yeah, I mean, the hound is so similar to that. I didn't want to do a lab because they're just shaped so similarly.
Oh, what about the painting in 3D, 2D?
Mm-hmm. We have a lot of ideas.
Oh,
We have a lot of plans.
Yeah, that was exciting because we have John.
Yeah. Yeah, the paintings.
The painting is all kinds of angly editing. John's super good at that.
So the Adriano, the guy who I took the painting course from, he does overhead. Okay. He has his palette down in front of him on a table. So he's got an overhead on the palette the whole time. And then, yeah.
And it's the two are together? His shoulder. At once?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. But way better than me trying to hold the palette up into the screen. Is the chick published? No.
It's not.
Okay.
I mean, it's private.
Everybody's naming their dogs they want.
What's the difference between Tube, I'm guessing YouTube, and University? Do you think that's what that means, between Tube?
Everything on YouTube is free. And then in our annex, which is now the website where we have our university and our PHFD courses. So and they're paid. That's the main difference, I guess. If that's
the university is higher level as well.
Right. Yeah. It's more complex.
All right. I think we're good. When? Oh, oil painting. Yeah. We don't know.
That would be a nice thing to do this summer at some point. We always say that as if the summer is this long span, and it's not. It's over before we know it.
We should reach out to the art shop though and see about.
Yeah, if we do that, I'm wondering if I can put materials onto that new page on the website, so it's all linked up for you guys. Well, thank you for joining us today. I'm going to hit the prom road.
Nice. With the dogs, you will address curls if it's a poodle or...
Yeah, the whole idea behind making several different things is to get all different features, characteristics, coat types. Like the bulldog has the wrinkles. There's a dozen breeds with wrinkles. You know what I mean? I just had to pick. I tried to pick to cover the most variety of things. So thank you for being here today, and thanks for being a part of this felting family. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with out of the Fiber Fairy goodies. And I had fun playing with it. Kyla wants to make a hamster.
I do.
Maybe.
It was supposed to happen this week. It didn't happen this week. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.
See you next time.
Have a good weekend.